Hi, my name is Jennifer Rathbun. I am a professor of Spanish at Ashland University, where I'm also the associate editor for Ashland Poetry Press. I have been translating and publishing my poetry in translation for over 20 years, and some of my most gratifying work has been with the Mexican poet Minerva Margarita Villarreal. She was born in 1957 and passed away due to complications of cancer in November of 2019. Now, Minerva Margarita Villarreal holds a very special place in Mexican letters. She published over 15 collections of poetry, was included in countless anthologies, and won numerous awards. One of her most celebrated works was her book of poetry, Ademar, which she initially released in 1998. It was reprinted in 2003 and then again in 2008 in a French translation. And around 2012, Minerva Margarita Villarreal and I began the collaborative process of translating her work from Spanish into English. She did not live, unfortunately, to see our project carried out into fruition, but hopefully it will be forthcoming in Arte Poética Press in New York City in the very near future. Now, the 66 poems in the collection, Ademar, Beloved, are all untitled, and they range from 1 to more than 100 verses. In them, there's a lot of mysticism and a lot of intertextuality from these great Spanish mystic poets. Now, this mysticism, often at times, you can see where pain becomes confused with love and vice versa. Many times the words on the page become extremely vertical, transforming themselves into almost dagger-like images or shed tears. At other times, there's these blank spaces between words in the verses where the reader fills these gaps with her imagination or sometimes with images that are evoked from reading the verses in Beloved. And at times these images are extremely painful, extremely sorrowful. And we're going to witness this in the last poem of the collection, which also carries the name of the title, Beloved, Ademar. I'm going to read them both in Spanish and in English. It's my pleasure to share this work with you. This one's for you, Minerva. Thank you. Los pájaros detuvieron su vuelo y brotaron lágrimas, ojos de quiero tocarte. Viejos establecimientos, bultos de humo, desnudos, bocas que se abrían evaporándose. En el centro sonámbulo de la espera, pinceladas que esmaltan nichos, donde el olvido se ha ido a enquistar. No eres tú, sino la dimensión doblada del silencio, el dolor abriéndose las venas. Pude decirte adiós mientras partías, y era mentira, te guardabas para rumiar clavijas que penden del corazón. Vuelve, regresa, un puente, un gran puente, por donde cruza lacerado en su duelo el cargador silencioso. La renuncia alzó su brazo y estuve entonces en la torre de Babel. Suspendida, pude decirte adiós mientras la luz abría sus cauces y tú partiste el pan y me lo diste tras la jaula donde el silencio me guardaba. No dije llama celestial de largas manos en la cima de la montaña. Pude decirte adiós solo de estrellas, adiós de filamentos y espejismos, adiós de saco, el hacha, harina cribada en la espesura. Pero tu cuerpo apareció con el tajo al mediodía, hecho pedazos, y en él la inmensidad de su noche. Eran tristes tus ojos tristes, arroyos a punto de secarse, lunas vacías, calle, mesa, obituario al oriente, el orfanato, los testigos, el negro que duerme bajo la parada del autobús, los ángeles que moran bajo los puentes. Sé, lo que significa, lo que dirías tú si lo leyeras, decirte adiós con clavos y pesares, hincada ante la cruz, adiós de niña muerta, adiós de no te vayas, cuando el amor golpea, cuando el amor es prueba, alfileres al pecho y alcanzas a oírlo, más se trataba de raíces y malezas, cabellos, manos trinzadas, rayos que destrozan el frágil cuerpo del madero, ese fino azul de su descenso, el rapto más puro hacia las corrientes inmensas de la despedida, todo tú, ubicuo, resplandeciente en ese sitio donde el silencio deposita su ruina, donde mañana no serás más el ojo de la aguja, donde mañana no serás más el ruido, la pluma inyectada en mi sangre, pinceles embebidos en mi sangre, todo tú en la palma de mi tristeza, beberás mi sangre, ese fulgor que transparenta mis pechos. Bienaventurado el que ama, porque la inmensidad le contiene y las bestias de la neblina atraviesan el cerco. Bienaventurado el que ama, porque ascenderá al reino y volverá a derramarse. Oh plenitud, amanecer bebida sobre el caballo del silencio, amanecer más triste con el rojo de la desnudez cuando la noche abre su boca enorme. Démosle el miedo abierto, puro como el tráfico del palacio en ruinas de verte a lo lejos. Cruz que devana el secreto, el amor es oscuro y es la luz del oscuro, cortado invierno entre secado y pobre como tú. Yo, la crucifixión oscurece el aire y ya no se respira, estoy al pie de esa cruz sorda y blanca. La crucifixión precipita los cuerpos, pero yo no me muevo, me hallo aquí al pie de esta cruz pura, goteante, este cuerpo palpita donde reverdece la melancolía, esta tristeza, esta siembra, esta hierba a punto de secarse. Pude decirte adiós mientras mentía y me aferraba a lo ancho de la cruz. Pude decirte adiós, pero te dije ven, no te detengas, no te alejas, baja, el invierno está tan triste, el invierno está tan frío, el invierno indolente ensombrece tus huesos perforados por el óxido al sol de lo viscoso del abismo. Ardiente, velado, ardiente, frenado el pensamiento, duele, pero de la derrota, la fugitiva bajía del misterio. Pude decirte adiós mientras volvías. Gracias. And now, of course, I'd like to read the same poem in my English translation. Again, this is the last poem in the collection Ademar of the Ademar Beloved of the same title. Birds stopped in their flight and sprouted tears, eyes of I want to touch you, old establishments, packages of smoke, naked mouths that opened, evaporating into the somnambulous middle of the weight, brush strokes that embellish niches where oblivion has gone to enclose itself. It wasn't you, but the double dimension of silence, pain opening its veins. I managed to bid you farewell as you left, and it was a lie you were keeping to rumiate, pegs that hang from the heart. Come back, return, a bridge, a great bridge, were lacerated in his mourning. The silent charger crosses, renouncement raised its hand, and then I was in the tower of Babel, suspended. I managed to bid you farewell as light opened its channels, and you broke the bread, and you gave it to me behind the cage where silence awaited my arrival. I didn't say. I said, celestial flame with large hands on the mountaintop. I managed to bid you farewell only of stars, farewell of filaments, of illusions, farewell of an axe to grind, flour sifted in the thickness. But your body, appeared with the gash at midday, cut to pieces, and in it the immensity of its night. Your eyes were sad, sad streams on the verge of drying up, empty moons, Mesa Street obituary to the east, the orphanage, the witnesses, the black man that sleeps beneath the bus stop, the angels that live beneath the bridges. I know what it means. What would you say if you were to read it? Bid you farewell with nails and sorrow, kneeling before the cross. Farewell of a dead girl, farewell of please don't go. When love hits, when love is proof, pins to the chest, and you manage to hear it. But it was about roots and underbrush, hair, broken hands, rays that destroy the fragile body of wood, that fine blue of his fall, the purest abduction towards the immense currents of the farewell, all of you, equidistant and all-powerful, all of you, ubiquitous, shining in that sight where silence deposits its ruin, where tomorrow you will no longer be the eye of the needle, where tomorrow you will no longer be the noise, the quill injected into my blood, brushstrokes absorbed by my blood, all of you in the palm of my sadness. You will drink my blood, that afterglow that my breast reveal. Blessed he who loves because immensity contains him, and the mist beast cross the enclosure. Blessed he who loves because he will ascend the kingdom and will overflow again. O plenitude, to awake intoxicated over the horse of silence, to awake even sadder with the redness of nudity, where night opens its enormous mouth. Let us give him open fear, pure like the palace traffic in ruins upon seeing your eyes. Cross that wins the secret. Love is dark, and light is made of darkness. Cut winter, extracted and poor. Like you, the crucifixion darkens the air and you can no longer breathe. I am at the foot of this cross, deaf and white. The crucifixion precipitates the bodies, but I no longer move. I find myself here at the foot of this cross, pure, dripping. This body beats where melancholy revives. This sadness, this sowing, this herb on the verge of drying up. I managed to bid you farewell as I lied, and I clung to the base of the cross. I managed to bid you farewell, but I told you to come. Don't stop. Don't stray away. Come down. Winter is so sad. Winter is so cold. Winter, unmoved, overshadows your bones, perforated by rust. In the sun, the viscous of the abyss, burning and breaking vigil, the thought hurts. But from the defeat, the fugitive bay of mystery, I managed to bid you Godspeed as you returned. Thank you. Muchas gracias.